Customer conversations should not reset every time someone comes back, but in most systems they do. A customer reaches out again and the agent has to piece together what happened before or ask the customer to repeat it. Conversation memory is what prevents that. Within Twilio Conversations, Conversation Orchestrator keeps the conversation connected as calls and messages come in. Conversation memory makes sure that useful context from those interactions is still available later. It is a managed memory service for both AI and human agents across channels and across sessions. If you want the full picture of how conversation memory fits into Twilio Conversations, you can start with the introduction video in the series. Within the system, conversation memory connects what happens in each interaction to a unified customer profile. It can bring together context from the conversation itself, structured traits, and transcripts coming from conversation intelligence, and customer and enterprise data from systems like a CRM, a data warehouse, a CDP, or a knowledge source. The result is not just a log of what happened. It's usable memory that can be retrieved the next time a customer shows up. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. As calls and messages are grouped into a conversation by Conversation Orchestrator, the system can turn that stream into a structured conversation. Some of that comes directly from the interaction itself. Some of it comes from conversation intelligence, which can extract details like sentiment, intent, risk, and generate transcripts. Conversation memory then creates summaries and memories before storing the output as part of the customer profile, including things like preferences, appointment details, prior issues, and unresolved questions. That profile can include several different kinds of context. It can include profile traits, memories, and summaries created from previous interactions. It can also connect to customer and enterprise data that already exists elsewhere, such as CRM records, warehouse data, CDP attributes, or a domain-specific knowledge source. That is what allows both AI agents and human agents to work from more than just the last transcript. When the customer comes back, conversation memory retrieves the most relevant context automatically. That means agents do not have to search across systems, and customers do not have to repeat themselves. It also means that the AI agent can work with the context it actually needs, instead of pulling in everything and wasting tokens. In fact, conversation memory can see AI agents using up to 80% less tokens. This also removes a lot of the infrastructure work for the team. Conversation memory handles identity resolution across channels automatically, linking identifiers like phone numbers, email addresses, and messaging IDs to a single customer profile so that context follows the customer regardless of how they reach out. There's no need to build a separate identity resolution system, stand up and maintain your own vector database, or stitch together a custom retrieval pipeline for every channel. Conversation memory handles all of that as a managed service. Let's look at how this works in the Voltana dealership example. Jordan calls after hours about a specific vehicle. That call is brought into a unified conversation, and as the interaction unfolds, key details begin to accumulate. Jordan shares the stock number, the model, and the color she wants. In this case, that stock number is 8301, a Nova Premium in midnight blue. Those details are written into conversation memory as structured profile information, so they can be used later in the journey. When Jordan schedules a test drive and gives her name, that information is added too. Now the system is not just remembering that a call happened, it's remembering the parts of the call that matter. Later, Jordan replies by SMS with a follow-up question about charging. Because conversation memory already has the context of the upcoming test drive and the vehicle she's interested in, the virtual agent can respond in a way that reflects what has already happened. In the demo, that response is also supported by a knowledge source seeded with car information. When the conversation closes, the system generates a summary and relevant memories. Those are attached to Jordan's profile and conversation memory and can be retrieved later by both human and virtual agents. The next morning, Brian opens up the dealership CRM. He does not just see that there was a contact with a customer the night before. He sees Jordan's name, her preferred channel, the model and color she wants, the stock number she mentioned, the scheduled test drive, and the fact that the earlier interaction was handled by the virtual agent. That's the value of memory. The context survives the session and becomes immediately useful in the next one. As the conversation continues, more details can be added. When Jordan is transferred back to the virtual agent for check-in, The system captures additional information such as her driver's license details, state, and insurance provider. Each interaction makes the profile more useful for the next one. Without conversation memory, each interaction starts from scratch. With it, each interaction builds on the last one. That is what allows the experience to feel continuous over time, even when it moves across channels and between AI and human agents. That is conversation memory. Conversation orchestrator keeps the conversation connected. Conversation memory is where useful context lives and where it can be retrieved when it is needed again. It gives AI agents long-term memory, gives human agents immediate context, and helps make every new interaction smarter than the last. In the next video, we'll take a look at conversation intelligence and explore how the system understands what is happening within each conversation.